And the last thing that helped me to kind of pick up from zero was, it was like an acceptance of the situation, not accepting, how can I put this? Not accepting like, oh, it just happened to me and that's okay, whatever was ordained from above. I don't take that view. But I learned to accept my own struggles, with post-traumatic stress disorder. Instead of getting frustrated, it took me years. Instead of getting frustrated, I say, okay, this is going to be a bad day. I can feel like it's going to be a bad day. And that was the last thing, but I got one more last thing. The last thing was that I reserved my right to hate, and never forgive. All right. And that's been critical for my mental health. And also that I wouldn't be so consumed with hatred towards every single Arab or Muslim. And I did that from realizing, look, in Judaism, right, the attitude to forgiveness, who to forgive, what to forgive, is very much more complex and well thought out than in a generic Christian approach. And actually, it would be true for Christianity as well. But if there's something bad that somebody has done to you, in order for there to be forgiveness, the wrongdoer has to express that he is sorry and to do his best to restore the situation. So there's two parties involved, which is the wrongdoer and the wrong dude, the one who had wrongdoing.
Yeah.
Why do I say that? That's because in the case of murder, that makes murder unforgivable, because the person who's murdered is no longer around to express that they forgive that person. So holding on to this idea that murder is absolutely unforgivable, and that also, of course, these murderers are not even remorseful, I maintained my right to never forgive, never forget, and to hate evil. And it's, I'm not talking about taking rampant vengeance, but I hate evil, and I hate these people for what they did to me. I hate them, and because murder has such devastating consequences for so many people, for individuals, for the family, for the town, for the community, for the nation. So by maintaining my right to hate and directing it and limiting it to the perpetrators, that was really a big help for me mentally.
I've interviewed so many people over 20 years who have gone through horrific things, and nobody has ever put how they feel in such a way that's had such a profound impact on me than the way you just phrased all of that then, in regards to your right to hate, and where that hate is aimed is so key, but also the distinguishing between hate and seeking revenge, which you would never do. It's actually incredible. It's mind-blowing how you've managed to come to this space to deal with something that most probably would never be able to deal with.
No, thank you for that, Erin. Look, I wouldn't take vengeance, right? That's just not morally the right thing to do. In my case, anyway, I'm not going to speak for other people, but I do pursue justice. If we look at the Hebrew Bible, so it's a totally different thing. And actually, what I'm doing now, when I got this news that this savage is going to be released in the deal, I thought, I was beside myself, right? Wow, so many, not slept now for 3 days, and I thought, what am I going to do with this unrest of my spirit? What am I going to do? And then I thought, okay, I've got quite a public voice now. I had, and then I went undercover and it's come back again. But I'm going to campaign for the death penalty in Israel, that these cold-blooded murderers, savage terrorists, we cannot afford not to execute them. So I'm going to use that and persuade people based on this idea of justice rather than vengeance. Or even, you hear, Erin, when they talk about the death penalty, people say, well, it's not a deterrent. It's not supposed to be a deterrent. It's a punishment. So that's what I don't know how we got onto that. I can talk too much. I'm very sorry, but it was
No,
like
don't be silly.
yeah, that's what I.
You make so much sense, and you have earned the right to speak on any platform you choose, given what you've gone through. And I'm so proud of the way that you've chosen again now to fight for justice when you could just go, what else? What else can you throw at me, world?